So your mind make up. You want to move to Jamaica. Where go the next? What are your next steps? Here are 10 things you should know before you make that move to Jamaica. Hello there. My name is Claudette, and I am your Jamaican Gypsy Granny. This channel was started in an effort to follow my journey as I traveled across the world. I have decided to become a travel journalist, a travel YouTuber, whatever you may call it. And I was starting in Mexico. Unfortunately for me, when I landed in Cancun, then put me back on the plane with 32 other Jamaica and send me straight home. If you want to see that video, I'll leave it in the description. Anyway, so I landed back in Jamaica. My plans all shot to ruins, wondering what is it that I'm going to do. And you know what I did? I changed it into making this channel all about Jamaica. And so on this channel, you'll find stories about Jamaica, you'll see some unique places, and you'll get some tips on how to move to Jamaica, which is what I am working on right now. And this particular video is designed for people who are desirous of moving to Jamaica. So if you want to move to Jamaica, stick around. Remember, hit that subscribe button so you can get all the info. And if you want to see the video of me being turned back from Cancun, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I will leave the link in the description. Anyway, let's dive into the video. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Oh, I forgot to tell you all, next month, I am launching my relocation services. So for all of you who want to come to Jamaica to live, or even just to visit, and you need help with getting your papers sorted, with being picked up from the airport, with finding housing, whatever it is you need, stick around. These services will soon be available. They will certainly make your transition so much easier. Anyway, so let's get back to the story. All right. So the biggest thing on the list for me that you should know about Jamaica is that everybody thinks that Jamaica is cheap. And it is not, especially to us who live here earning the dollar 1-to-1. But for you who may be moving here from a country with a stronger dollar, things may be easier, though not necessarily cheap, because one of your dollar might equal 200 of you, and you can do so much more with that. And this is why a lot of people choose to retire in Jamaica, because their dollar goes a lot further. And usually the pension is, limited, so you can do a lot more and you get a bigger bang for your buck by moving to Jamaica. But don't think it's cheap. Now, especially you're going to be thinking about housing. Housing is not cheap, and you may be paying $2,000 US for where you are. But here, 2,000 will get you a lot more. It is also dependent, because right now they're making it so similar to the US prices that things are expensive for us, but you may be able to live a little better. It also means you're going to have to look at your financial situation, at whatever you're getting for your social security, your pension, your insurance, whatever it is, and work it out to see where you can live that makes you most comfortable. So it's not necessarily cheaper, but it will be better for you. Sound kind of mixed up though, don't, but it's true. All right. The next thing I have on the list is healthcare. Now, healthcare access is probably different from what you'd have. In the States, I hear it's super expensive and not so easy to get. And I don't know if they have free care anywhere in the United States of America, but we do have access to free healthcare here in Jamaica. The only thing is that if you're going to be accessing free healthcare, you're gonna need a lot of patience, because guess what? Patience is a virtue here in Jamaica. It's not a virtue, it's a necessity, because everything moves slow. So if you're going to go with the public health care, it is good, but you have to have patience, you have to be willing to wait, and you have to make sure that your situation is not urgent enough to need here right in the moment. What a lot of experts do is they go for private health care, which is also available here and which may be far cheaper than wherever you're coming from. So you may be able to access private healthcare, but it's also dependent upon your insurance, whether it's acceptable here. So moving into that, you need to make sure your health insurance is acceptable in Jamaica and it will cover your care. You also need to look at your medication. If you are on medication that you need to take long term, you need to consult with your doctor to see whether it's available here in Jamaica and whether your prescription will allow you to access it. If not, ask him to give you some documentation that you may present to a local doctor here so that they can prescribe the medication for you. So this covers healthcare for the moment. All right, so let's move on to the other topic. All right. That one is sweet because no, nobody in the world, most people are on the internet. If you are coming to Jamaica and you want to work online and you need internet access, this is something you will have to look at because internet access in Jamaica is not reliable, especially in some areas. Some areas it may be easier, some areas not. So that internet, you have to look at where you live in, how accessible the internet is, whether you need to use another form of satellite program or whatever. I'm not advertising nobody here, but you need to look at all the ways you can make sure that you have internet at all times. Now, let's face it, no matter where you are in the world, it will drop. There are internet cafes all over Jamaica. The library provides free to minimal access to internet services. So there are options you can take if you're having a problem with your internet. So just remember, this is one thing you should know and be prepared for. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is the climate here in Jamaica. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. I have decided to take advantage of the days and the natural light to film outside and to kind of show you what you can expect if you come here to Jamaica to live, you know? But this is not the way it is all the time. We have cloudy days, we have rainy days. We're just coming off of Melissa. We've had earthquakes, we have had hurricanes. Expect the unexpected, but for the most part, this is the kind of day you will find in Jamaica. Also remember, because the sun is out constantly, you may need to have a hat to protect yourself from the sun. You may need to wear sunglasses to protect your eyes, which I need to do all the time. I'm supposed to have on this, but you know, anyway. So I always have my sunglasses with me. I always carry an umbrella because melanated people don't believe that the sun will not affect us. It can affect us. So remember to protect yourself from the sun. You're going to the beach, use sunblock. You're walking, use sunblock. Carry an umbrella, wear your glasses, wear a hat, but protect yourself. Non-melanated people, you especially need to protect yourself because we don't want anything happening to you or your neighbors. So please remember, bring protection, always use protection. Always have an umbrella in your bag because rain might start fast. All of a sudden, so need an umbrella, walk with one, okay? So the next thing I want to talk to you about is transportation. All right, so if there are certain areas where you have subways that run on schedule and you can move on fast. Jamaica has public transportation, which is not always reliable at all times. They're getting better at it, and you can usually move around. For senior citizens, they do have a bus card where I mean, over 60 for women, I don't know what the age for men, I think it's probably the same, where I only pay 25 cents. 25 cents? No, $25. We don't use cents anymore. $25 on the bus. Huh? Sorry? Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, then. Yeah. The gardener was just talking to me. I might leave this bit in to show you that this is Jamaica and this is how it works. Anyway, I'm at it there. All right, the transportation. The transportation is different. Here, as I was saying, you do have we call it JUTC. They're doing much better now. For senior citizens, it's only $25 and this for regular people it's $1.50. They have express buses and all of that. So yes, it's better than it used to be, but it may be different from what you're accustomed to. So this is another thing you should know that you must make preparation for. We also have for out of town travel, you have the Northern Express, which is similar to the Greyhound in the US, which can take you from place to place in luxury. JUTC now has limited number of buses available that also offer the Luxury Express, and there are private companies that do this. You also have Uber, route taxis, everything. Transportation is here. It may be different from what you're accustomed to, but me, kind of a while. I mean, see people are shub for go in the metro too, shub for going a bus. So it happens everywhere. But there's transportation here. You can use public transportation safely. You can also rent a car, buy a car, whichever one you use. But remember, it's different from what you're accustomed. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is cultural norms. Now, here in Jamaica, we say how they do, we say thank you. We practice some manners. It's something we all learn from we're young. So don't be surprised when you're walking down the road. I hear good morning. I mean, we are less politically correct. So as a Caucasian, you might have somebody call you white tip on the road, or that sort of things. We mean no offense because this is just our stay. Our cultural norms are different. We will offer you respect, and we expect respect in return. A little manners goes a long way. So what it is good for you to do is to observe the way we behave and see if you can learn from us the way we behave, and in adapting to the way we behave and the way we treat each other, you may find that you fit in a lot better. Okay? All right, now for security, some places are safer than others. We do have our garrison community. Now, for people who live in the garrison, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty safe. But for a stranger going into a garrison community that nobody don't know about, you might not be as safe. So there are places that even us as Jamaicans will not venture into. So please do not think, say, I can go down there, right? There are certain areas that we avoid that you should also avoid. Also, where you're choosing to live, there are places where you have to have security, like built by your door and all sorts of things. And there are places where there nobody has a girl. You have gated communities, you have non-gated communities. You have to look at where you want to live and which one will make you most comfortable. So security is something you have to take in mind, you should be aware of, and that you should check into when you're choosing somewhere to live. All right. No, as I was talking about housing right now, housing takes time to find. My recommendation that you should know is that you're not going to just come here, stay a couple of weeks and find somewhere to live. My recommendation is that you come here multiple times or spend one long time here, move around, find somewhere maybe comfortable that you would desire to live in, and start your search. If you need help looking for somewhere, remember, even though the relocation services have not been officially launched, if you need help with that, leave a comment, DM me. I will assist you in whatever way I can. There are real estate companies that you can use to assist you. But remember, it doesn't take a day or two to find somewhere. This will take some time. So be prepared to either have someone to put you up or somewhere to stay while you search for housing. And the 10th thing on the list, the last thing I want to talk about is expect surprises. All right. And I say surprises because things are not ever going to work out perfectly, right? You will have one idea in mind and that does not work out for you. Always have a contingency plan, have contingency budgeting, have contingency places to stay, have backup medication. Just prepare for the things that you are not expecting to happen, because surprises will come your way and you have to be prepared to make sure that you can navigate them. All right? Okay, so which of these 10 tips you needed the most? What is it that you need the most help with? What is it that you have already figured out? I don't know what it is, but Whatever you have on your mind that you think could help you if I answer it or could help someone else who's going through your thing, just leave a comment and let's start the discussion. Okay. I am so happy you stayed with me till the end of the video. If this kind of video interests you, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post the next video. If you'd like to support the channel further, there is a PayPal link in the description. You can drop me a couple dollars there because guess what? It helps out. And this I would love to continue with so that I can help the business and bring the cases in. Thanks for watching. My name is Claudette. I remain your Jamaican Gypsy Granny. Ciao.